jontron, StarCade. It's two of your favorite things put together, video games and Star Wars. It's like all you talk about.
Yeah, Star Wars and video games. So.
For those of you that don't know, Nikki could care less about either of those things. And if it weren't for you guys, this would never be happening. I just want to take this as my moment to thank you guys, because my girlfriend has watched the extended versions of all the Lord of the Rings movies. She has watched a whole Star Wars movie. We're going to get to the rest of them.
Yeah.
She's watched tons of stuff of JonTron. She's tried out all these video games that I've always wanted her to give a shot. And if it weren't for you guys, none of this would ever happen. She don't love me that much. I'll tell you that right now. Nikki has given me so much grief every time.
You guys just guilt me.
I have suggested plenty of this stuff in the past and have been met with rolling eyes or a stare that sears my soul.
God damn.
So I just want you to know that I am forever grateful, not only for all of that, but JonTron StarCade is something that I've been wanting to get into, and Nikki
JonTron's something you've been wanting to get into?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Anyway.
Trying to get me some of that John Jafari bussy. You caught me. But this being dedicated to Star Wars and the Star Wars video games, I never thought that she would watch this. And we're almost done.
Well, I didn't know that it was really video game related, I don't think. I guess I just thought it was about Star Wars.
Well,
I did see someone in the comments say that this one does have a death spoiler in this. But I wonder if it's the movie that I've already watched, because
did they say it was the... Hold on.
I'm not gonna look. You can do whatever you need
scanning.
to do. Like, I remember...
I'm pretty sure they said Obi-Wan, and you've watched.
This is the fired thing.
Remember Obi-Wan whenever Darth Vader hits him and he just disappears? The old guy? No. Anyway, she saw that one. We have a reaction to that up. I think I saw that comment, and they were referring to the death scene in A New Hope. When they were trying to get on the Millennium Falcon, there's that final lightsaber battle, and Obi-Wan gets hit, but he just disappears.
Yes.
That's what they're talking about.
Okay.
Which you've already seen that one, so we're good on that.
Isn't there a death in the one that I'm thinking of too, though?
There's a bunch of deaths in Star Wars.
Okay.
War is literally in the name, all right? So, anyway, let's get into it. JonTron StarCade, Episode 8, everything else.
Sir, if you don't mind me asking, where did you get those apples?
Apple Planet. Infinite apples. Over here.
Apple Planet.
Those are the inhabitants of the Apple Planet. Those are the Apple people, sir.
Oh, that's why they were screaming.
Best intros
We've been
ever.
through a lot together on this intergalactic journey through the games of Yester Light Year, and we've seen a lot too. But the fact remains, there are just too many Star Wars games out there to cover in a timely fashion. Why don't we take a few quick looks at some of the more interesting and notable games out there that may have been unassuming at first glance. If you remember, early on I covered Star Wars X-Wing, but did you know they also made a spiritual successor to that game? They didn't go in the direction you may have expected though. This is Star Wars TIE Fighter. For the first time, you got to play as the bad guys. That's badass, dude. I want to embrace my inner dark side. I want to look and feel the part. I want to go all the way. No, okay, this didn't work. I'm gonna take this off now. It's kind of like Flags of Our Fathers and Letters from Iwo Jima. If you played both X-Wing and TIE Fighter, you got to see both sides of the story. The combat and gameplay are pretty much the same as last time. The biggest difference is that everything is Empire themed. Art and music this time around were pretty extraordinary too. Definitely felt like you were part of the Empire.
I have come with an offer for the rebellion.
He has come.
We have little reason to trust you, Admiral Harkov.
Yes, especially because you've chosen to show up to today's meeting dressed as Count Dracula. Hey, come on, man. Pay attention over here. This is a very serious meeting. You're getting a little too snuggly in your snuggie over there. What kind of fashion sense is this, anyways? What's coming back next? The Anakin Skywalker bowl haircut?
A boy can dream.
Let us show you the improvements we've made to the TIE Advance.
Yes, it does appear they can still bomb things sitting still. Most impressive.
Admiral Thrawn, I am promoting you to Grand Admiral for your obedient service to the Empire.
Do you know how hard it was to line up this meeting with a dark thunderstorm? I've been going to weather.com every day for like 2 weeks. I think the site gave me malware.
Next up, Star Wars Behind the Magic, an interactive CD-ROM that was developed to be an in-depth look behind the scenes at the original trilogy. It's got glossaries galore. For example, here's a page on weapons from the Star Wars universe.
That's cool.
Weapons tests, huh? What's going on in there? Oh, hello, Mr. Stormtrooper. You're looking conspicuously in the center of attention. Oh, what are these?
No.
Ewok rock? Yeah, that's my favorite genre, too. Oh, ow!
Oh,
I thought it was just
shit.
gonna be an enjoyable concert with furry midgets! Holy crap! Wow, what educational value. Well, they have a good point, you know? I mean, how else would you know if your weapons were functional?
Hey, don't worry, dude. I just want to make sure everything's working correctly.
Okay, yeah, we're good. It worked. Come on, get up. Quit being such a baby. Death Star Ray. Oh my god, that's a bit overkill, isn't it?
It could just be a dummy, and it could tell you like how much damage it does or something. This is like sadistic.
Oh, come on. What a cop-out.
They made me sit here and watch this poor man's quiet desperation. I'm watching him pray his final thoughts, and they wouldn't even give me the payload. Listen, I just wanted to see the guy blow up, okay? I'm not the crazy one. I just wanted to see his legs come off and his eyes come off. Oh, yeah, that's the good stuff.
Well,
then we
there
have
you go.
Star Wars Demolition. This was
Oh, I
LucasArts'
remember
take on
this
the
one,
Twisted
too.
Metal vehicular gladiator formula. It's
It was on
definitely one of the more
PS1 also.
oddball offerings. It's got one of those cool in-world menus that actually take place in a setting, like Conker's Bad Fur Day or something.
Yeah. The game sucks, but
I don't really know what it is you're laughing at, but okay, see you later then.
You can pick from all sorts of different characters that have their own vehicle. Pretty much what you'd expect from a game like this, except it's Star Wars, which makes it automatically better. I honestly wouldn't complain if they remade this for current times. It would work. But let's not beat around the bush, okay? We all know why we're here. It's to watch Boba Fett's little baby legs dangle around while you play the game.
I haven't
Here and
played
there.
as him
That's
yet.
so
To
funny.
and fro. Boba's legs will surely go. Also, there's a Gungan chessboard level where there's just a bunch of Jar Jar Binks heads on giant stones. It's a bit of a Easter Island for your greatest Gunga fan, all right? You know who you are. Stand up. Don't stand up. Sit back down. And now, the one you've all been waiting for.
Oh my God.
Star Wars, Masters of the
Another PS1 title.
What's in a name, huh? This is one of the most universally panned Star Wars games in the universe. Ours and theirs, although I suppose they're technically the same. Don't worry about it. Personally, I don't get the hate behind this one. I think it's pretty awesome. Any game in which you can make Luke Skywalker not figuratively, but literally fight himself is a game that's okay by me.
Knockout. Luke Skywalker, when ready.
Yeah, this one looks fun to me.
There's a decent spread of characters, but it seems that some are more overpowered than others.
Gameplay is just not that great.
These guys really must have partaken in some true
I
resistance
like
training
this
to eat
style
that many
of fighting
lightsabers
game.
to the face.
I don't know what you call it, but I
Seems
like
to follow similar
like
rules
what?
to Tekken
Like
or
this-
something. So the
this
lightsaber
style
functions
of-
closer to a wiffle ball
3D
bat than a
fighters?
laser sword. That's probably part of the reason this game was so
But I
poorly
like
received.
this.
Is that really a fair fight? Come on, Han. Didn't Chewie ever tell you not to bring a fist to a sword fight? You dumbass.
Relax, no problem. Darth Vader versus Thor.
Whoa, okay, well, just make sure you use protection then. While we're at it, how about a look at some of the more old-fashioned merchandise? This is what's known as the Millennium Falcon playset, a thing that literally only a crazy person would want. To use this thing, you basically just strap it onto your keyboard and rock Chewbacca and Han Solo back and forth like you're trying to jerk off a badger. When you push down on one of the characters, it pushes all the way through the device and hits a key on your
That's
keyboard.
so
So
stupid.
essentially, it's just a very complicated way to push buttons on your keyboard. As for the software it comes with, if you could call it that, it's just like a Dragon's Lair type thing that uses footage from the real movies. Very compelling.
I don't like it.
Inventory item retrieved.
Okay.
But what about, regular old merch, not bundled with software? What do they call that again? Oh yeah, toys! Fancy yourself George Lucas as good guy. How about George Lucas as bad guy? George Lucas as family. All hate, all fight. It's George Lucas's actual family as
That's
Star
so
Wars
weird.
characters. You can't make that up. There are some things in life that aren't meant to be questioned, just absorbed, admired, savored, and cherished. This is one of those things. You know you can't hold back your true feelings for me. Me.
Oh, no.
But what about all you aspiring Jedi out there? What can you use to hone your skills? Well, the Star Wars Force Trainer, of course. Except you can't, because it doesn't work.
Oh, yeah,
ever.
I remember that
but
from
it does
a
make you
Michael
look like a
Reeves
total jack-off, so at least that's 1
video.
point out of 10. What's this I've got here? The Death Star, right? Obvious. But what if I told you it's actually Darth Vader in hiding? Impossible, you say? Oh, but how wrong you are!
Oh my god, dude.
I think you must have seen Lady Gaga on TV and just decided to go for it.
It's like a transformer.
Han and Chewie to the rescue! Watch in awe, be amazed as Han Solo transforms into a slice of pizza. And Chewie transforms into a pita bread sandwich? What? Oh, you gotta snap them together. There you go, Millennium Falcon, there it is. And so, here we are. We've seen pretty much everything there is to see. I guess we're done. Right?
No.
You didn't think I'd forget, did you? We've been spending a lot of time looking at the worst and weirdest. But I'll never forget the times I had with some of the greatest Star Wars games. Hey, games I've ever played. Things like Star Wars Battlefront, Knights of the Old Republic, Rogue Squadron, and even Lego Star Wars. But that's what we all love about the brand, isn't it? That's why I was able to sit here and endlessly talk on and on about this magical franchise. At the end of the day, Star Wars is an open book. There's so much fun to be had in the universe, and so many depths to plunge. The ride doesn't end with Episode 6. It lives on and on, spread across the universe in the hearts of many. It's more than a film, a game, or a book. It's a goddamn phenomenon.
Sir, you forgot this. It's starring me. Am I cool now? Can I be on YouTube Rewind?
Huh, look at this. Star Wars droids? I never heard of this. All right, one last game for you, 3PO.
What?
This tune, of course. This was played beside some of the most memorable of scenes.
Ah, that's the one. But you've seen
This
that
game is
movie
weird
already.
and old. Never a good combo. To control C-3PO, you have to actually move your cursor manually over to one of the panels on the bottom of the screen and then hit your action button. So you can't just go right and shoot one of your yellow diamonds to dispose of enemies. You have to select the move button, get in place, stop, select the shoot button, and then shoot. Talk about tedium, even for the era. And then there are these weird Simon Says panels. Oh, what fun. You know a game's getting good when one of the main puzzles is Simon fucking Says. A game you can literally buy for your keychain.
Shit. That shit used to piss
Perhaps
me
they were
off
trying
so
to emulate
much.
Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Yeah, wrong space movie with aliens, guys. The one you were looking for was clearly Alf!
Laxative on a rope. Melmacian hiccups. The cat won't fit in the toaster.
Who is winning these encounters between me and the enemies?
Like
there is no clear winner in droids. Only chaos. Whoa, good thing C-3PO's all ripe and oiled up, huh? He bent his head down a whole 2 inches. This move comes in very handy on the Jerusalem level where C-3PO has to bow to the Western Wall. After you grind through these enemies, and I do mean grind, you get to these weird computer things near a door. I don't understand how anything in this game works. What is this, the robot TSA? Is he about to feel my junk and make sure I don't take any thermal detonators aboard the starship? I see how it is. So you're gonna profile me because I'm a droid, huh? Because I'm bright, shiny yellow? You know, sometimes I pine for the days before the Death Star exploded. They even used to have a lightsaber section. This game is so bad. C-3PO and R2 just stay in the center of the screen the whole time and move with the 2 frames they were graced with.
Oh my god.
I'm done, 3PO. I can't even do this for you. This box art looks familiar, though. Where have I seen it before?
Oh no, Master John, you mustn't ask.
What do you mean? Where's it from?
It's been buried. My capacitors go faint, even to think of it. There's only one man left in the galaxy that knows its whereabouts. I'm talking, of course, about the most dreadful piece of Star Wars content in the entire galaxy.
Okay, have you seen some of the stuff I've been sitting here playing? I'll believe that when I see it with my own eyes.
It's not an interactive piece of software, Master John. It's much, much worse.
So it's not The last one. There's one more. How feel you?
Don't nerd out on me. Yeah, I don't remember that guy dying.
You don't?
Liam Neeson?
Yeah, that was the...
It's weird to think that that's Liam Neeson,
you
but
said,
it is.
You said that was the one movie that's the one with Princess Amidala and all the fucking shit you were talking about.
Yeah, I was like 6 when I watched that.
Okay. Well,
I just remember... Okay, listen. I remember a death. And I don't know if it's just like social media or memes or I watched the movie or whatever. But I'm just going to go ahead and tell you. I remember a lava scene and somebody being like pushed or something and being like, oh, it was a big deal. I don't know who it is. I don't know who did the pushing.
Your memories of Star Wars are just these memes and fever dreams that, like, no wonder you're just like, no, you need context to all this stuff. We got to get to it.
And there's like a big sand pit of like Jabba the Hutt and it's like maybe got teeth or something.
That's another movie.
I only know memes of Star Wars.
All right. So anyway,
and of course the sexy sex slave costume. But that's all that I know. That is my reference for Star Wars. That is it. That shouldn't be a sentence.
Thomas
but
Horton
it
said,
is.
"Memes and fever dreams, the gnarly Nikki autobiography." There you go. Well, the shit part of all this is that the Good Games didn't get their own series of like the best Star Wars games by JonTron. I would love to get his take on some of those, but unfortunately that's not what we got. But we did get some interesting shit. I would have never known about half of this stuff if it weren't for him.
Do you know what the stupidest thing?
What?
The stupidest thing is that thing that you put on your fucking keyboard and
and you just press it down and it presses buttons on the keyboard.
It's like an extender for your keyboard, but like literally it's like the bulkiest fucking no.
Yeah, I wasn't into that either. I think for me, any game that's like, this game is on a cassette tape, I'm just like, I'm already against a lot of the cartridge games.
Yeah?
Like,
you just think about
there was a point in time, like, like 1991, I'm just like, I can't even, no. There's not many games.
You just think that the gameplay is bad or it looks bad or both?
Both. I mean, both. It's like, you know, video games at your house, home consoles were still infants at that point.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm not going to go ask an infant its opinion unless I want the answer to be...
You can rewind that and do it again.
You know, now there are just incredible graphics. Like, even the worst of the worst games, for the most part, look good. You know, like back then, it was not, even the best of the best games weren't going to look good.
Yeah.
And you're going to be lucky. It was amazing to people then that they could do this and a tiny dot on screen would move. That was like...
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. Well, I mean, fucking, it would be whoa.
Yeah,
you know?
And I get that. But I was born...
I think it's funny because
the day that I hit planet Earth, I could already play Mario Brothers.
Yeah, I think it's funny because it's like with everything at my like I could play VR right now if I want to, and I just don't give a fuck. And so even as a kid, like when things were shittier, like I definitely didn't care.
The Super Nintendo was where
like
I really started caring.
Then it's a little bit different.
Right.
Because you're usually like there to play games or whatever.
Right. The arcade games of those times were still great.
Yeah.
There were tons of... That's where the money was being pumped into game production. And oh no, here comes a feline.
Our cat just opened the door to come in here.
He opens the door now. It's his thing. But anyway... JonTron did an incredible job with this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know that we have enjoyed the journey ourselves to learn more about video games and Star Wars. Look at Nikki. She's just thrilled right now.
So excited.
But thank you guys for hanging out with us, checking out this video, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.